Live from PATV Studios, it's the Lyle Style Show. And now, the man with the most style, it's your host, Lyle Style.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Lyle Style Show. I'm your host, Lyle Style. I'm back at PATV. It's a great year, 2013. I'm excited to be here. We're starting a brand new year, making television, great television. You can see things look a little familiar here. We got the same old set we had last year. You know, we were thinking about redesigning our set, making it look really, really spectacular. But then I heard that the world was coming to an end. So me and Jason decided to keep the money and spend it on pizza. Take a look at this. Oh, no? Well, you got the vegetarian pizza, though. Oh! How wrong. Oh, boy. Man, what in the heck? I think we made the right choice, as you can see. Huh? Yeah. I was looking really dangerously thin. It's a good thing I ate all that pizza. But now 2012 is gone. 2013 is here. And it's time for resolutions. You always hear about people making resolutions to lose weight, to get more sleep, to exercise more. I think the key to making a New Year's resolution stick is to choose just one thing and work on it. Uno, not dos, uno. So for example, I made my resolution for 2013 the other day, and I decided that I would have more variety in my diet, a little spice of life. For example, on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays, I order pizza from Coralville. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays and weekends, I order pizza from Iowa City. The spice of life. Can you see? A little variety there, huh? But, you know, I had some challenges. You know, keeping resolutions is not always easy. One day, I couldn't even reach the phone from my couch to call. Can you believe it? I couldn't reach the phone. But hey, Lyle Style was determined now. He was determined to see it through. I had to push through. I'm not a quitter. I'm not a quitter. You know what I did? I'll eat every kind of pizza I get my hands on. That's what I did. Every type of pizza I get my hands on. Wow, I get a little excited thinking about it. I got to calm myself down. Oh man, it's time for pizza now? Oh, okay. Anyway, we got a great show for you tonight. We have our special guest, Patti Sullivan. She's a poet. She's with the Shelter House Writers Workshop. And she's going to come on the show, talk about her faith and how she came from a life of drugs and turned her life around to something positive. So I don't want y'all to turn the channel, because we'll be right back with the Lyle Style Show after this.
PATV. Channel 18, Iowa City. Yeah.
Welcome to the Lyle Style Show. Welcome back to the show again. I'm here with my first guest, Patti Silvia. Patti Silvia. She's a writer, and she's with the Writers Workshop, the Community Stories for Writing Workshop at the Shelter House.
Correct.
And she's in this book called Of the Folks Reflections of 2012. So yeah, so Patti, I want to welcome you to the show. Thank you for stopping by. We talked a little bit about your life and whatnot and what you've been through. I know for the viewers who really don't know, you kind of give us a little bit of a story about what you've been through as far as with your drugs and whatnot and how you overcame diversity and stuff.
Well, I've been a major drug addict for many years. I would say probably about 20 years. With crack cocaine, and I got arrested back in 2010, went to jail. I spent 3.5 months in jail, and then right from jail I went into Mecca rehab. I spent 3.5 months there and was in drug court. And I thank God that I got in the trouble that I did, because it was all of that that made me the person I am today.
So
I'm glad to be, it was a turning point. Drug court was, I think, the biggest help of all. I mean, it's very strict, but it was also, I learned a lot from drug court.
Now, so okay, tell us, how did you get involved with the drug scene, and what led you to that path?
A lot of depression, unfortunately, and I didn't know how to cope with situations, so instead I chose to numb to them. Since in the past 2 years being in drug court and stuff, they have taught me to get the help that I need to learn to cope with my situations versus trying to numb to them, which has been working very well for me.
Amen, amen. That's a blessing, because we talked a little bit about what you've been through, and so I mean, so you started this because of a lot of personal problems you're going through.
Absolutely.
And so, and I said you did drugs for about 20 years.
About 20 years.
Wow. And okay, and all that time doing that, did you? How did you cope, and how did you deal with life, as far as when you were doing drugs? And
at first, I was a functioning addict. I was able to work and maintain employment so that I had income coming in. After that, I ended up with a lot of medical issues and back and forth in the hospital, which made it so that I'm no longer able to work. I'm now on disability.
Is that because of drugs, or just because of other things?
No, it's I have a cyst on my brain that's not able to be removed completely. So it causes me to have surgeries every so often. I get major headaches, which was also part of the depression state, you know, not understanding how to deal with that situation, because I've always been a worker, you know, so to make me not be able to work was hard.
So that turned right there.
That made it even worse. Yeah. I got to be really, really bad. I mean, I would go days on end without stopping, just nonstop getting high.
Wow. Now, did you? What made you turn to drugs, or what made you turn to that particular? Is it cocaine? You say it was?
Cocaine.
What made you turn to that particular drug or whatever?
Somebody came around me with it. I had never tried it. I tried it. Got hooked. I have an addictive personality, unfortunately. And that was all. They say one is too many, one hit is too many, and 1,000 is never enough. That is so true.
That's so true. That's a
true
statement.
That is so true, yes.
Wow.
Once you start, you just want to keep getting high.
Wow, that's rough. Wow. And so then, now what, okay, so you said the major point in your life from that 20 years was you wound up getting in trouble with the law.
Absolutely, unfortunately. But at the same time, I say unfortunately, I'm happy that I got in trouble, because it changed my life.
Wow, see, that's unusual, because usually people not happy that they get, you know.
It totally changed my life. I like the person that I am today versus the person that I used to be.
Okay, now how was you back then?
Back then, I really didn't care about myself. I didn't care about my self-esteem. I didn't care about my friends. The only thing that I cared about was being able to get more drugs. And
now, what type of person are you now?
Type of person I am now? The biggest thing I want to do is help others, and that's what I do all the time. I do a lot of volunteer work. I run a food bank at my church. I also work for a clothing bank. My church is River Community. The clothing bank is Christian Culture Community. I love doing that kind of work. It helps me knowing that I'm giving to others now versus taking from others.
Right.
Is a big change for me, and I'm really happy with that.
Wow, that's a beautiful thing. That you come so far and you helping others, and that's your goal in life, to
Absolutely.
help others. And now, how did you get involved with this writer workshop?
I just happened to go over to the shelter house one day when I was still at Mecca. I went to get bus passes, and then I saw a flyer for the writer's workshop, and I was already into writing poems and stuff. So I just joined, and very much got into being in the writer's workshop.
Right, and because y'all got a chance to be with filming on TV with Perry Light Bookstore.
Correct.
Yeah, and so they put your poem in here. Now you said you have a this is a poem or?
This is a poem that I wrote specifically to the drug court.
Well, why don't you read a little bit of this with us? Share that to the viewers.
Drug court. I'm grateful for the drug court team. They show me how to live life clean. I like all the support they give. This is the way I want to live. I appreciate all my other peers. They show me that others care. It's nice they give us lots of praise. It helps brighten others' days. This program gives a lot of hope, the hope we all need to stay off dope. If this is what is in your heart, it is the best way to get a new start. A new start to live a life that's clean and see what living can really mean. If you really want it, you will see it's going to take all of you along with me. Thank you, team, for being there and showing us that you really care.
Wow, wonderful, wonderful. And it rhymes too a little bit. Some of the words rhymes with it. Man, you are a poet, aren't you?
Yes.
So you like writing and writing your thoughts down and everything.
I do.
And so now, okay. And now you've been clean and sober, whatever, for how long?
About 2 years.
2 years. Congratulations, young lady. That's a wonderful thing that you and you owe this through a lot with your situation with drug court.
Absolutely.
So they've been.
I don't think without drug court, I don't think I would have made it through.
Wow.
Without drug court, and without my church family.
The church, you're right.
My church family has been a blessing,
Wow.
very much so. They've been very supportive. I couldn't ask for better support system than I have.
That is a blessing. Well, people helping people. So they, so church is very important. To go to your faith is very important.
Absolutely, and I never used to go to church until all of this.
Well, sometimes the Lord has a way of getting people's attention, and sometimes through the bad things, He can make something good come out of that.
Absolutely.
So that's a blessing. I mean, and I see that you're striving now and doing real good. What's your plans for the future?
I'm actually planning to move back to Newport, Rhode Island next month. My parents have both been ill. So I'm looking forward to going home to help be there when they need me.
Amen. I mean, and I'm quite sure they're looking forward to having you and stuff. I mean, you've been a blessing to people out here, and now you're going to be a blessing to people back home. Then, and now, what would you say to a lot of people, especially some older people that's kind of going through what you're going through or going down that path? What would you tell them?
I didn't think I would ever be able to get clean and be happy with it. Really, you just got to give it to God. I've never thought I would say like that, but you just got to give it to God. And, if you put your mind to it and you really want to be clean and have a happy life, it can be done.
You're proof of it.
I'm proof of it.
So, wow. Because I know this is a disease that people have and people use as far as drugs-wise and whatnot. And once you get hooked, sometimes it's hard to get off. I mean, it took you 20 years, young lady, 20 years.
20 years.
That's a long time. And you had your ups and downs through this 20 years. Now, did it seem like 20 years as we passed?
No, it didn't. The only reason I can say 20 years is because I look at my daughter's age and I can remember how old she was when I started.
Now, was she around when you was involved in doing this?
She was about 11 years old when I started.
My goodness. So how does she look at you today?
She's very proud of me today.
Amen.
She was really upset and hurt at my addictions and the struggles, but she's very proud of the fact that I am the person that I am today. And had I not gone through maybe the addiction and the struggles that I went through, I wouldn't be who I am today.
Amen.
I look at it all positively.
Wow, you're a strong woman then.
Thank you.
To have that and to endure what you've done, and then to come out for 2 years, you've been doing good and being positive, whatnot, and clean and staying out. And do you owe that to your environment too that you have?
Absolutely. I'm very happy with my environment now.
Amen.
I'm kind of scared to make this move because I have so much support here.
Right.
But I have my family and support back home as well.
Without a doubt, you know, and you will always have your support back here because you can always call.
Always on the phone.
Always on the phone and talk to, you know, and visit your support system, and they come out visit you and stuff. I mean, this is what our show is about: bringing positive people on the show that have true problems, but overcome their problems through their faith or through what. So you're an example of coming on the show in 2013 and talking about what you've been through and how you really turned your life around, you know, with your faith and stuff. So I commend you, and I mean, you know, I just wish you all the happiness, when I know you will in the future, whatnot. Just keep doing what you're doing and helping people. You know, young people, older people. That's kind of going down your path because you can tell if someone's going down the path because you've been there. So you can really relate. And you could be a witness to a lot of people and help them turn their lives around. With me, I can't because I've never done drugs, but you can relate to other people. They can really talk to you.
And I talk very openly about it.
Do you?
I do. You know, hoping that people will see. You know, it's easier if you open up about it versus holding it all in.
Have you learned that?
I have.
So have you ever been kind of quiet in the past and whatnot, or?
I used to always keep my mouth shut. Drug court has they have taught me that opening up and talking about what's on my mind helps, just as the writing has done a lot for me as well.
Now, are you continue with your poem? You continue writing?
I am going to continue writing even when I go back to Rhode Island.
So, I mean, maybe you should think about doing a book, though. Really, just getting all your poems, your thoughts.
I have a bunch of poems in my folder.
Do you really?
I do.
Wow, and this right here is the beautiful thing that you did. You got involved with, and is any way people can get this? Is this at the Prairie Lights Bookstore or
Prairie Lights Bookstore downtown?
Downtown can get. I don't know if we can see this, but this is a nice book. It's called Up to Folks, and you know, it's got very interesting stories with people that's been through life changes and come on top and been positive. Patti is one. You can read about her story in this right here, of the Folks Reflections 2012. Wow, I mean, you know, this type of conversation needs to be talked about all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
the more you talk about it, the easier it is.
Yeah, and so. Your thing that you would tell people or viewers out there that to, you know, get help, and I mean, what would you, like you said earlier?
Go to meetings.
Okay.
Go to your church. Talk to the pastors. They're a lot more understanding than people think they are, or at least at my church they are. Without all of that.
Now suppose they don't have anybody, and they're like
There's
alone.
meetings everywhere. You can find NA meetings, even AA meetings. If you can't find an NA meeting, go to an AA meeting because it'll do the same thing for you.
That's positive. That's positive answers right there. Because you know what, we're looking for answers. You know, we can talk about this situation about drugs, and this is an epidemic, and it's so popular, recreation drugs, it's so popular, people doing it, but people don't realize that sometimes that what you've been through, it can take you down that path.
Yeah. If you can't get to a meeting, if it's too late to go to a meeting, call Mecca. Mecca, somebody will answer the phones at Mecca 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They will help you get through whatever issue you're dealing with. I've been known to continue to call Mecca even though
you're doing real well.
Yes, yeah. If I get really depressed, you know, it's like, hey, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling like I might want to relapse. Help. You know. So
okay.
There is phone calls that you can make. There's always people to call.
So you should get. So you're aware of your feelings of when things are going astray a little bit, and you're aware of that. So you know when you're starting to feel somewhere. Hey, wait a minute. I need to do that. I need to stop this before it gets further, whatever.
I got that way not too long ago, and the first thing I did on a Monday morning was make a whole bunch of phone calls, get back into counseling, get all the help I could, because if I didn't do that, then I would be back to being the addict that I was.
Wow. Crazy.
And I knew that, you know, so I knew I had to get up and just make those phone calls and cry for help.
And you got the help.
And I got the help that I needed.
And how do you feel when you did that? How do you feel? Great.
I felt great.
Great, amen.
Yeah.
And you're doing good.
I am doing good.
And let's not realize that it's always going to be some struggles. You're always going to have your ups and downs, you know, and that's in life, period, whatever it is, you know. But the main thing is that you got help. You knew the symptoms of what you was going through. Okay, wait a minute, and you stopped it before you get further, and you know, and you're doing real well now.
Even the probation officer that I had when I was in drug court and on probation, because I'm no longer on probation, but even the probation officer allows me to call him when I need support.
Wow, so they are really caring people.
They are.
Even in the law enforcement community, there are people that really care.
Very much
and that
so.
really looking out for your best interests, you know,
Very
really
much so.
want you to succeed and be the best person you can ever be. That's good to hear. That's really good to hear. I mean, this is a story that we can talk about all the time. We can talk about nonstop because there's so many people going through what you're going through, and so many people haven't made it, you know, and let go and just went down that bad path and never came out of it. But it's a blessing that you've done, that you've been one of the persons that succeeded, that you have a mind that you want to better yourself, you want to do good, and you're doing good.
Absolutely.
And so it's a blessing, your encouragement to other people out there that are looking at viewing the show right now and say, wow, look what she's been through and look what she's doing now. So I want to commend you what you're doing. I want you to keep up doing the good work and whatnot.
Thank you.
And you know, do some good works out there in Rhode Island now.
I will.
Help some people out there because that's a bigger community, and I know they're going to need some help.
Yep. And that's where all my problems started.
Yo, see.
Go back there and try to help all of those.
That's right, like a full circle for you, though. So I say, God bless you. Thank you for stopping by here and talking to us. Okay, Patti.
Thank you for having me.
At any time. So, hey, I want people to realize that, like Patti, she was down 20 years. She went down that path. But look where she came now by her faith, by her positiveness, by her being around people that care about her. It's a blessing to see somebody like that doing real well and being a positive role model to other people. So take a listen to that. It can happen. You know, if you're going that way, look at what she's been through and how she overcame what she overcame. So I want everybody to realize that there's always help out there. There's other people that care about you, that really want you to see there. So you got to go and reach out. You know, do what Patti did. She got tired. She reached out to people, and she's doing great. And she's a positive role model right now. And be sober for 2 years in her life. And she looks nice. She looks good. And she continues to grow. So don't give up. Don't give up because there's always someone out there to help you. Reach out to that person and talk about it and be open like she did. So I want to say in parting, I love y'all. 2013 is going to be a better year. It's going to be a good show. 2013, our second season here at PATV. Thank God for it. Once you keep watching the Lyle Style Show, as always, keep styling and profiling. We out of here.